Hello, Dr. Vicki Peterson here. I wanted to talk to you today about something that kind of annoys me as regards the way things are marketed to us, especially regarding food. And you know, it's pretty subliminal, and it's funny because I talk a lot about a plant-based diet and eating more fruits and vegetables, and I was interested to see how often, even on fast food commercials or even on a poster for fast food, you know, what looks the best, you know, doesn't look like bad fast food because there's a healthy tomato, and you know, there's even lettuce that looks not wilted, and even the onion slice is thick, and you know, the point is that there's this message that's known, which is vegetables are good for you, fruits are good for you. And even on the side of a truck, it was a big grocery line truck, and what was it? It was bountiful, beautiful fruits and vegetables. We know what's good for us, and the marketing people know subliminally, there's a word, that we know, and they try to like weave it into commercials as if you were eating this good stuff so you can feel good about what you're eating when you're not at all eating that, you see? So I'll give you two specific examples that I just saw recently this week. One was an advertisement for cream cheese, and it was a vegetable cream cheese. So what they showed was someone, you know, chopping up, you know, a chef, right, and very pretty, very colorful, and chopping up the red pepper and the green pepper, and what else they have, you know, carrots, and you know, so of course very, very colorful with the orange and the red and the green, and these were the most beautiful peppers and carrots you've ever seen, and of course they looked very healthy as the chef was chopping them up, and then he kind of threw them up in the air, and then magically the next shot was somebody eating a bagel with cream cheese and saying that this was a vegetable cream cheese. So, you know, you make that connection of, wow, I'm eating this cream cheese and it's healthy because it has these vegetables in it, right? You see how they kind of subliminally led you there, even though it's not at all true. So I looked at the ingredients, and what was so interesting, I mean, not only is, of course, a lot of dairy, it's cream cheese, there's corn syrup in there, which we know is very pro-inflammatory and terrible for you, but the vegetables are dried. So, you know, there they were chopping up these beautiful fresh vegetables, and what's in the cream cheese predominantly is, or at least 50%, are dried vegetables. So not at all, I mean, can you imagine if they'd really showed you what they put in the cream cheese? You'd be horrified, this dried up, shriveled, you know, vegetable that hadn't seen the garden in so long that it forgot it grew there. The second example was for a vegetable potato chip. And in this one, because this was a tomato and basil, and I'm half Italian and I love my tomatoes and basil, and I think there were some onions too, but then in this commercial there was a chef and he was sauteing the tomatoes and the basil, and I mean, you could almost smell how wonderful that would be. And then, you know, this pan, and he was sort of throwing things up in the air, you know, the way the chefs kind of move the pan and the vegetables kind of rotate up in the air a little bit as they flip the pan around, and then all of a sudden it flipped up in the air and then it became a potato chip in the next shot, right? And so you had this idea of, oh, this is good for me, look at how healthy that tomato and basil looked. Not at all. So what's in there is tomato powder. So not even the dried vegetable as in the cream cheese, but just a powderized version of tomato and basil. So anyway, you know, it's just a point, but it's something that manufacturers do use. You know, they know that what's healthy and what makes you feel like you're doing the right thing is showing vegetables and fruit. Like fruit juices, you know, there's such a big difference between drinking a juice versus eating a piece of fruit. But what do? They always show you the fruit somehow, getting into the jar as if you were, eating that whole fruit. No, you're not getting, first of all, it's not fresh anymore, and you're not getting the fiber and the pulp. You're just getting, something that's, and usually they've added sugar and corn syrup to it, so even worse. But you see my point. This is not super educational at all. It's just trying to get you in that mindset as you're changing your eating habits to be watchful for these subliminal messages. See, I'm getting better at saying that word subliminal the more I say it. But these messages that come, right, that make you feel like you're eating something healthy when you're not at all. So the bottom line is, you know what a fruit and vegetable is, and it gets picked and you buy it whole and you eat it, or you cut it up and you do something with it yourself, but it doesn't turn into potato chips and stay healthy, and it certainly doesn't turn into cream cheese and stay healthy. So, get my point? Okay, that was just a little message from me today. I hope you found it somewhat entertaining, but hopefully useful and something you'll use, and don't be conned by that subliminal message. Okay, good talking to you.